I am so glad to have you with me again this week for our ongoing series on the church. What is it? And really, what are we supposed to be doing? We've been talking about Jesus because Jesus is absolutely central to what the church is. But Jesus is part of a story stretching long back into Israel's history. So we need to refer to some stuff about Jesus. We look to the past to know Jesus in the present. There are several things, everything about Jesus is important, but I want to hold up just a few things that have to be absolutely central to and defining of the church's life. And the first of those is what we call by tradition or by custom the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew chapters 5 through 7. You can also find a version of it, a shortened version of it, in the Gospel of Luke chapter 6, verses 17 through 49. There is brought together and summarized a body of Jesus' teaching about what the new life of following him looks like. Dietrich Bonhoeffer said in the 1940s that any renewal that happens in the church is going to have to be a renewal fueled and informed by the Sermon on the Mount. As people of God's grace, we need to learn again to be the people of that sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. But in addition, we are formed around, we are organized around what Jesus calls the Great Commandment on the one hand and the Great Commission on the other. The Great Commandment, if you remember, Jesus is asked, what is the greatest commandment? And his answer was, the first and greatest commandment is this: you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all of yourself, every fiber of your being, and with all of your strength. And the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. That is the great commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's the first pole that the church has to be organized around. Everything that we do, think, and say needs to be about loving God and teaching people to love the one God of Israel. The Great Commission is, I'll say the version from Matthew's Gospel, the very end of Matthew's Gospel, Jesus, risen from the dead, tells his disciples, all power in heaven and upon the earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to do all these things that I've told you. Now look, we should notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't actually say, have gatherings with as many people as possible so you look like a populous business. It doesn't say, make people as happy as you possibly can. Jesus doesn't say, make people appear to be one way when in their hearts they're really something else. No. Jesus said, make disciples. That is, make students and followers of him, Jesus. Make students and followers of Jesus. Great commandment, great commission. Thank you for being with me today. I hope I see you again next week.